want us to dance. I said, what do you mean they want us to dance? He said, yeah, kid named Zambu and all. And so we like, I like, word? I said, yo, let's go up there, let's see what's up.
Do you remember him saying Zulu Kings? Was it Zulu Kings at that time?
It was Zulu. They were Zulus, though. I don't know if it was Shaka Zulus or Zulu Kings or Zulu Masters. I know because they got different names. Before they really came out with the Zulu Nation, they was calling different names like Zulu Masters, Zulu Kings, Zulu Shaka. Shaka came later. That's with oh boy, Wade. Yeah, that's my man. Yo, that's my man, yeah. Wade, that's my guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to Wade. Yo, that's my guy.
Shaka Zulus.
Yeah, Shaka Zulus. Shout out to the... Yeah, he'll tell you that's my guy. Wade. Light-skinned Wade, yeah. And yeah, I remember that too. Before I went away, I remember when he became the day of Shaka Zulus and all that. And he used to come to the project. And he used to be like, yo, he used to be recruiting dudes.
Yeah.
Like, and, you know, he's like, yo, black, you know, I don't do that no more, bro. You know, we was in this whole different situation, you know. And I used to come through there and watch them and all that. And he used to be, he had a little team with him and all that.
Bronx River Center. Shout out to Wade Lewis, Green-Eyed Wade Lewis, Shaka Zulu. He was the Shaka Zulu president. He put me down with Shaka Zulus.
Right. Okay. I'm here with, introduce yourself.
My name is Wade Lewis, a.k.a. Shyheme, from the Shaka Zulus that I founded back in the early 70s.
Wow, okay. So, where was you born, raised?
I was born in the Bronx. I was raised on Washington Avenue. I used to attend a school when I was younger, 132.
Okay.
This is all gonna relate to, we moved to Bronx River in 1971.
How old was you then in 1970, 71?
Okay. In 1971, my birthday falls towards the end of the year, October. So the months and the time fits in perfectly. The story that you're looking for, my 5th grade prom in year 77.
Okay.
And that was in 1973. I was 11 years old, on my way graduating to go to 123 because they started middle school 6th grade. So the 6th, 7th, and 8th was in middle school.
So,
I know I jumped because my mind raced, but I wanted to go directly to when I first met Mario.
that's when you met Mario?
Yeah, but I didn't know he was Mario until.
Okay.
Okay? Mind you, that's in 1973, and that's in June.
June 73, you saw Mario.
That's right, with his big speakers inside our lunchroom doing a dance called The Snake. And we all know The Snake because I don't even make a fool out of myself. You just, move like that.
Right.
And it was a cool thing to do.
Wow. So he was dancing. What else was he DJing? Or?
He was, I don't know. Yeah, well, he had to get off the set. So who was with him at the time? It was, I can't, but I remember Mario. He was cool. He was very slim. How could I say? Very slim man.
So you remember Mario in June of 19...
Bam was also DJing in Bronx River, and he had other DJs also that, there was a lot of DJs out there. Okay. But Bam, he has another name before that name. Okay. But when he came back, he had a new name. So I met him through a guy that needed a record called Machine Gun. So I bought the record. He didn't want to let go of the record, but then everything, gave the guy the record, boom. So that's how I met him, and he lived on the first floor. Now,
When Wade started the Shaka Zulu, he went outside of Bronx River and started recruiting dudes from Bronx River. He wanted to be down with the Zulu Kings.
Right.
But For some reason, he didn't get down with them. He started his own crew called Shaka Zulus.
Okay.
And I had to audition for him in Bronx River Center.
You remember what year
in
it was
the back
that?
of the Bronx. It had to be like 76.
76.
To push forward, after 1973, Bam just started his journey, started playing music. There was, 2 gigs that he had. Okay, one behind EJ Corvettes, and the other one was Nisi's wedding reception. And then the third gig, Zambu, which is Jonathan, had balled his DJ set, and we had it in Skylar Building, and that had to be in 74. Okay, that's the early part of 74. Okay, now this is how you see how 73 is rolling into 74.
Okay.
Okay, now at that time, I just so happened to be coming from my father, and in 74, and in 73, that's when I met the Zulu Kings breakdancing on the ground floor of 1595. It actually wasn't Zulu King, it was just Zulu dancers. Okay? King came later. So I walked in, and Zambu was there, RDJ was there, which is Aziz, Ahmed is Billy, Kusa, which is Vincent, and Shaka, which is Wilbur, Skirt. Wilbur and I lived in the same building. Bam lived on the ground floor. So I was watching, when I walked in, they was nailed down to the bottom, on the floor, the crouch position. So Zambu asked, do I know how to dance? I got any moves? So I went down, and we just started, bouncing around on the ground, twisting and turning. Okay, he says, that's nice, good, get down. Then there's a story with them before I met them that there wasn't a show. Okay, so the next was in Bronx River. Now this is in 74 on Bronx River stage. We was doing a dance for the people inside the center. Then after the dance, we went up to there's a room, a practice room where they used to do martial arts, and we was gonna put together a routine. So they took a vote to see if they want me to become a Zulu King. Somehow they already negotiated that name now. It went from Zulu dancers to Zulu Kings. So they took a vote, and the Biggs was there, Bam was there, of course, Ahmed, Zambu, Kusa, RDJ, and Billy, which is Ahmed. They took a vote, and Shaka. They took a vote, and it came back 3-2, so Ahmed and Aziz walked over to me and said, Ahmed was real cool with me. Aziz, we're cool, we all cool. So, because we all hanging. So they said, look, you can hang out with the crew, but you can't be part. They want to keep it the way it is. Those 5 members. So at the time, Zambu was, DJing. He didn't see the coming that, he's mature. He didn't really want to be breakdancing no more. He wanted to be a DJ. Okay. So with that, Bam, the bad news, walk over to me and says, you start your own group, the Shaka Zulus. Boom. That third gig that the Zulus had Bam set without him, that's where I met my first B.Boy, Popeye, inside the Skylar Building, because Zambu did a party for these people, Harriet, Deborah, the last name I think was Grant, and a few other people inside the Skylar Building. Mike's sister, I think her name is Sheila, and then a few of their friends, They was doing, how can I say, a family party for their family members. So we had to set there. Now, once me and Pop hooked up, and that was in 74. Okay? 74, we said, everything is going good. Bam is making moves, Mount Vernon, Rob's Den, doing different locations, Yonkers. Mind you, this is how we're moving out. This is in like 74 into 70. Now, going from 74 into 75, because I met Pop, we started, just dancing around whenever they had music. And Mario just so happened to be playing music on 174th Street and 174th and Rosedale, right up on the corner. And me and Pop went up there and we was dancing, and then we see some girls, and we started talking to girls. And it was like, where you from? He said, from Bronxdale. I was like, whoa, Rita, Dee Dee, Natalie, Maggie, Denise, oh my gosh, there was so many of them. Teresa, I think I said Natalie already.
It was me, Ginger, Tiny, and Cynthia.
Right.
And Phyllis was there too.
Right.
And we had a wonderful time. We partied.
Right.
We had fun. We didn't go to the same junior high school.
Okay.
She went to 125, and we went to 123.
It was a crew of them. All right. Now, the bugged out part is they was into the new thing, which was breaking, which a dancing because they're our age.
Okay.
So me and Pop started heading over to Rosedale, Bronxdale, because Mario had it set out there. How could I say? Like Bam would have this set out in Bronx River Center. Mario had this set over in Bronxdale and Rosedale Park. So he always had a crowd because people was able to go to Monroe, come from Monroe, come from Castle Hill, come from Rosedale, come from Colgate, Lafayette. He was like the central area for that area. So he gravitated a lot of people. So that, a lot of people didn't really want to go to Bronx River, but because, it had a bad name for, just, people, but still, it was too far to really travel.
Right.
But it was right on the borderline, okay? Southeast part of the Bronx, on Bronx River projects.
Right.
So, once Mario started doing his thing over in Bronx, and me and Pop started dancing, and what happened is the brothers over there just taking notice and liked it and asked where we was from, and we told them where we was from and what we was doing, and next thing you know, we started getting recruits. All right, now this is in the Chuck City area, okay? Now, of course, dancing, you had the Chuck City crew, which is Sterling, and they also was B.Boy, and they had a battle that I can recall because it's brought to my attention before the big battle before the Shaka Zulus and the Zulu Kings. The Bronxdale was going at it in Bronx River, the Chuck City crew, and they was battling the Zulu Kings right there on the concrete. So it's like you got to give them their story right there also. It was Sterl, Clemens, Cookie, and one other guy. I can't remember his name. But, they had some bad boys over there also. Bad boys is in,
And where was this battle at?
This was in Bronx River. And that had to be like in 75.
And what kind of dancing was
76.
This?
This is breakdancing. Breakdancing, yeah.
On the floor.
Going to the floor. But the thing is, not only would you go to the floor and do a floor move, we was disrespectful with our move, so we'd grab ourselves, get up in your face, do disrespectful acts, to provoke, It was all about attitude, also, and, some of the moves were so nice. I mean, you just would get upset.
So, y'all was in Bronx River, Bambaattaa was DJing?
Yeah, that was Bam territory, Bam area, that was Bam area. Now, we're talking about Mario, okay? Now, even though Bam had a movement going, because what happened was, when we played, the crowd sort of went with us. Our people, we had a large number of people, because there was several groups that formed into the movement of like the mighty Zulu Nation, because this was like a unity thing.
Okay.
So we was accepting, people from all over. My big thing as far as being a B-boy was I didn't discriminate. No matter what area I went into, I wanted to have somebody there. I would just want to have people. No disrespect to anyone out there. So many B-boys that was much better than I. My job was to go out and recruit. Okay? There's many people that want to be part of the Shaka Zulus.
Who was the first Shaka Zulu? You was the first.
I am.
You was the founder.
Yes.
So who came after you? Who was
Popeye.
Popeye. Where is
Harry
he from?
Davison. He's from Stratford Avenue.
Stratford, and those
Stratford Avenue
tenements with the
buildings,
fire
yes.
escapes and all
Yes,
that?
yes.
And who was next? Was it?
Oh man, it had to be. Oh my gosh, Angel, Mike, and
Angel,
so
Mike.
many. Keith. We had. Oh my gosh,
Where are they from? Angel and Mike. And
those from Bronxdale. They're from Bronxdale.
right. Angel, Mike.
Then you had Pudgy, and then
You said Keith. Was that little
Keith?
Keith? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Little Keith.
Little Keith.
He was the same Keith from Tobin. He had a sister named Denise.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So.
What about Kool Clyde?
Yeah, Clyde Scholar Building.
I was a Shaka Zulu.
Shaka Zulu. What is that?
Shaka
Is that different
Zulus.
from a Zulu King?
Yeah, you had Shaka Zulus and you had Zulu Kings.
What about Kool Clyde?
Yeah, Clyde Scholar Building. Now this is beautiful because we're talking in the mid-70s, talking like 75, 76, 77, okay, when DJs were starting to come out because, mind you, we was out before there was a lot of DJs out.
Right.
So, whether it was in a house or doing house parties and stuff like that, they would have to tell their story. Okay.
Right.
Now, Clyde must have got a taste of it somehow, where when we came to Skylar, and matter of fact, he would be able to travel, and since Mario's right there, him and his cousin Lance decide to put together something, and you will see Clyde and Lance in their playground area. You know, it was like a private building. Skylar's a private area, and they're DJing as we traveling from Bronx River to Bronxdale or to Monroe to see if Mario was playing or just to be in that area. People would. They'd be like, oh, no, you know, they say, well, that's, you know, Clyde, or that's them, but they're going to the bigger party. So I got to put Clyde out there early.
So Clyde was a Shaka Zulu early?
Yes, Clyde was a Shaka Zulu early, and they just started DJing early. You got to give them props for the DJing because being a B-Boy, that was, should I say, getting the neighborhoods to be more, how can I say, cooperative with one another because every project really didn't like other people coming to their area starting trouble.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So the thing between y'all and the Zulu Kings, was that like a real competitive thing? Was that?
Yeah, well, they didn't want me.
They was a little older than you?
Well, no, we were all like in the same age, a year or two the most. But it's my birthday falls towards the end of the year, so I catch up quick.
But what year?
1962.
62, okay.
October.
Yeah, okay.
And then you all gotta realize that being that we're black youths, black men, American males, and when we grow up, we learn how to survive, you know, and you develop skills and you learn how to survive. You know, whether it's, you know, packing bags, you know, to put money in your pocket,
right.
selling newspapers, just hustling.
Right.
You know, so it's like, you know, it's one thing not to do anything, it's another thing to do something with the talent that you have to survive.
So growing up in Bronx River, what was that like? Like, was it? You was just moved over there? You just came over there?
No, we got burnt out. We got burnt out on Washington Avenue in 1970.
And that's by what, Webster over there?
Between
Webster?
168 and 169.
Yeah, that's the projects over there. Webster?
Well, Webster was 2 blocks down.
Okay.
I was around the corner on 168th Street, being that I'm on Washington, from a gang, well, we can call them a social club called the Soul Train Gang. You know, I can recall, this had to be about 69 or 70, that all the gangs was meeting up and they was walking from 169th to 168, and I was outside playing Skelsy by myself, and I'm watching all like 4 or 5 guys coming with different colors. Seeing the Jolly Stompers, the Nomans, the 7 Crowns, all going to this big meeting on 168th Street at the Soul Train Club, where they would argue their disputes and stuff. I was young, so whenever something big was going on, I'd just walk around the corner and be a spectator.
So You said unfortunately y'all was burnt out.
Yeah, we was burnt out of.
And you moved to Bronx River. Was it a big difference?
Well, we had to stay in the Grand Congress Hotel.
Right.
You know, that was a shelter.
Yeah, I heard that. Was it a big difference living in Bronx River? Was it the same kind of atmosphere?
No, you adapt. We had family fights. We had family fight over there. No disrespect to the Turner family. I had my fights. I had my bullies, the people that made me fight. You always had people picking on you. And I would try to hide from my friends. And they would find me. Go on. Even we got a game today, because we played a lot of football, baseball, or it's just going up to be mischiefs, doing something, making stuff, or just torturing one another.
So what's that part again? Like you from the beginning, you said you was in Bronx River, and what was your first experience with music?
We all had music. We grew up in the house. All of us. We grew up.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like as far as like outside, like
after '73, after '73, because there was more people starting to play outside, and Bam bringing the attention to and seeing. There was other DJs, but his movement and it's like marriage right there. So it's like, you can't without really those two. It's like, this guy on the other side. Of course, you start hearing, you have other DJs that was mature DJs like DJ Hollywood, Tex Dee and his cousin Tyrone. You had the people out in Brooklyn, but but still they did the youths, the middle school kids are the one that wanted to go to these functions more. The high school kids, of course, because they just got out of middle school. So, but as far as people 17, 18, 19 and stuff, they're looking for, they would be there, but not as much as the young.
Middle, you said junior high school.
Us, just like from my age, from say 12, 13 to like maybe 19 or stuff like that.
Was the ones that was really into dancing on the floor.
Well, yeah, maybe. Well, then you had some older people that didn't really grow up yet. Matured a little later. But still, it was we had to I had to stop dancing early because the situations at our parties was changing to not dancing around no more. That job and that journey was over. We had to start keeping a lookout for our parties, paying more attention to what's going on, making sure everything was fine, even though a lot of things would happen in our party that we can't turn our back to, but it happens, it made our parties bad, but because a lot of bad people would come to our party. Now, there was a lot of great people there. We had a happy crowd, but, you always have troublemakers that,
So you was a little too young to be with the Spades, the baby Spades, you was too young?
Didn't want to join them.
You didn't want to join them? Or you had the opportunity?
Yes, Zulu D asked me, and he had a nice little crew. There's some bad boys right there, but But I was trained, or should I say, how to handle myself when it came to, dealing with weapons, aka Eric Spider. He's the first one to actually show me how to hold some heat. It was huge. He showed me how to hold, get used to, just having, it's like, it's bad because it's, when you're out there, we're supposed to be peaceful people, but you always had bad people, and it's hard not to call yourself a bad person, you know, when you're not being, well, you are being influenced to protect something that you don't really own, but just to protect, you know, should I say this, what's going on. It's like, we had, it's, okay.
Wait, let me ask you. You said Spider. I heard that.
Spider.
Was he your age or
No, Spider at least 5 years older than me.
Oh wow, okay.
5 years, 6 years. Yeah, he liked my sister, so it's like actually, yeah, at least 5 years, 4 to 5 years older than me. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like yeah, that was at the age like 14. He started toughing, you know, getting you ready then to, you know, to show you how to level the field when you have bullies or, you know, people.
Was he one of the main guys out there in Bronx River?
He's a main, very, how could I say, he had, we all have pasts, but yeah, you heard his name.
Yeah,
that you know that you're gonna have a problem.
Right.
You're gonna have a problem because he has some loyal, you know, people that, you know, that they hung together, hung hard. And, you know, most of the people do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like, you know, if you do something by yourself, then you don't have to worry about, you know, people telling on you and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, they let you know that, you know, if you do something, I do something, I go down, you going down too. So you want to do something by yourself.
Right.
So because somehow everybody always get caught.
Right.
Okay, but you don't get caught when you're by yourself unless you tell on yourself. So it's, yeah. So getting back to the story, I mean.
So are you sure you was 11? I mean, you was in fifth grade, 11.
Fourth, 11. Yes, and then time I graduated. Mind you, time I graduate, my birthday is 12, and then I'm already in the 6th grade, which is in 123.
Oh, so you was 12 in the 6th grade?
Yes.
And 123?
Yes.
So your 5th grade prom, you saw Mario?
Mario, yes.
And what was it, tell me about it. Like, what was he doing?
He was dancing. He was he was doing his thing. He was DJing.
He was DJing.
Yes, it's the first time ever really experiencing the DJ.
Wow.
You know, because we had a prom.
Wow.
Yes, in CS 77.
Wow, that's pretty early.
Yes.
That's early.
It's very early. That's why, you know, I dispute a lot of things. And because I am who I am, you cannot, you know, I'm not going to roll back too far on issues and events because there's a lot of events. But those particular, it's called karma, okay? It's called karma. Marriott, they have the most respect. Bam would maybe, it wasn't Bam at the door, but, you know, the guys at the door would maybe let me and Pop in. But yeah, you gotta let me and Pop in. We carried equipment, even though we have more people to carry equipment over a period of time. Well, I come to Mario party, and if I have 5 guys with me, it's like, yeah, I know you, Bam, you know, but no, those are my guys. But I know you with Bam, but that's where I cannot help but to represent and give Mario his flowers.
Right.
Because his story is out there. He generated a lot.
Right.
To help enhance what it is today.
Right.
He did a lot of parties. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was outside, relentlessly outside. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if he was doing a prom in 73.
Yes.
That couldn't have been his first. That probably wasn't his first.
Hey, my thing is for you to put that out there. Yes, I there's nothing. Even let me see. People used to travel with Mario. Actually, used to drive with us. Sinbad, DJ Sinbad. Other guy was named
Tex
David.
David.
David. And then Tex and was Mario and his brother Joe. You know, and Mario also had other DJs that other people. Busy Bees on his mic often. He had a lot of. Mario was a rapper, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, he used to say stuff like "Sweeter than a mosquito in a purple tuxedo." Yeah. You know? Yeah. Nipsey Russell doing the hustle. Dick Van Dyke on a motorbike. Yeah. Yeah, Mario would rap on the mic, man. Smooth. Real smooth. Okay.
those are some days back
I tell
then.
you, look, y'all can't dispute it. You can't dispute it. It's time. It's time. It's a few months that lead into the next year. Now, we all got together. I gotta say this. We all got together, and it had to be 77, 78. More like I pushed towards 78. And it was in the PAL. We was going for a meeting. Okay? You got Kool Herc there. You got the Lady Mercedes. You got AJ. You got Grandmaster Flash and a few of his MCs. You got Charlie Chase there and his crew. You got the L Brothers there. Grant was there on Mean Gene. You had DJ Breakout and Baron there. I think one or two of the MCs was there. You had Bam there and a few of the Zulus. And of course I was there. And because I'm telling a story. And hold on, you had Disco King Mario and a few of his Truck City crew members there. I don't know if Tex was there, but it's a possibility. I don't know. Tyrone was there. But bottom line, this was in the PAL.
Which one? Which PAL?
On West Avenue, on like 180. Is that 180 something?
On Webster over there.
Yeah, Webster.
Yeah. Okay.
Webster. Yeah. So we all in this room upstairs, and we waiting. Okay, the meeting was called, and the girl was speaking. And Herc was up at the front, and man, this is. I'm gonna hold on the name because other people are gonna mention the name, but in maybe about an hour, half an hour into the meeting, the girl was explaining how we can somehow all come together and we won't have to bump heads. On party nights we can organize it. And then this guy started cursing her out, telling her, you doing this for somebody else that had nothing pertaining, and you're sucking his dick, and then the meeting became chaotic. And then the DJs and the crew started walking out because they couldn't calm that matter.
So this is not the battle between
This
Bambaattaa and Herc.
No, this is a meeting, I'm telling you, where all the DJs got together at the time. Those are the most, the guys that had the power that was bringing in the crowds.
Right.
So that right there would be, I'll say, the beginning of where hip hop. That would have been our beginning.
Oh yeah.
That would have
What,
been
70? You said 77?
It had to be. This is just when because there was DJs from all over. You got the West Side, you got the East Side, you got the South. You know what I mean? I don't know who's coming from the North. Maybe Breakout coming from the North. That's
So
high up there.
you saying that meeting was the beginning of hip-hop?
That should have been. Yeah, that should have been.
Why though?
Because besides the Autobahn having a lot of guys DJing, and because they had like maybe so many rooms in Autobahn, you had so many different DJs because it was that time where everything unity would have been formed.
Unity was formed.
Yeah,
between
everybody,
different parts of the Bronx.
Yes, all the main DJs.
Okay.
The Casanovas was there also. Right. Okay, let me get no disrespect the Casanovas because they was like a security force for that side. Plus,
Do you remember B.BOYS and the Casanovas? Breakdancers? What breakdancers do you remember besides Zulu Kings and
so many.
Shaka Zulus?
Okay. There were so many of us.
Who?
There was
Shaka
Zulus.
How many of y'all was it? About?
Well, we had all the areas covered. We had Monroe, Soundview, Soundview, Lafayette, Evergreen, Colgate, Castle Hill, Bronxdale. Yeah.
Basically the whole Soundview area.
Yes. And a few people came from Harlem and the Polo Grounds.
But that's about it, right? The Soundview area. It wasn't like Hunts Point.
There's only a few groups that I can name, because if it wasn't for the fact that this is my only Kool Herc story, I had to be 14, and Herc, no way Herc was supposed to let me in his party at the PAL, and that had to be about 75, right? 75, 75. No later than 76 because it was cold. So my sister, I was over at my father's. My sister wanted to go to a party that her friend invited her, and her friend name was Gwen. I forget Gwen's last name, but Gwen also, we met their family on Washington Avenue. So Gwen invited my sister to the Kool party, and my father would only let my sister go if I would escort her, even though I was young. Okay, and if I couldn't go, she couldn't go. My sister's 3 years older than me. See, my sister's at that age of 17.
Okay.
Okay. So when we get there, they stop me at the door because, it's like, you can't come in here. Then my sister, Gwen, came to the door and she explained to my sister, and my sister, well, I can't come in, that's my brother's there. She says, okay, I'll be back. She went, spoke to her. Her came to the door, and he's like, okay, that's supposed to let you in here, but I'm gonna let you in because, that was an invite from Gwendolyn. And that was my first Kool party. And so I sat on, they used to have benches inside the gym. And I sat on the bench the whole night, because we got there maybe about 9 o'clock.
Where was this at again?
This was in the PAL.
On Webster
Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah. So about 12 o'clock, my sister come up to me and she says, wait, it's getting late, we're gonna have to go. I was like, all right. And they just so happened to play Jimmy Castor Bunch. Was Just Begun.
Right, Just Begun.
Man, I was like, okay, we get ready to leave. So, mind you, it couldn't be, there's a big gym, so it had maybe about 60 people, no more than 100 people scattered about. But since I'm right in the middle of the gym and the DJs down by the end, you can see behind the ropes the guys that was with his crew. Okay. Dancing around. It had to be maybe about 4 or 5 of them, doing stuff over there. Mm-hmm. So, this is my first time at the Kool party. I did my little B.Boy, a couple of spins on the floor, dancing, breaking to Just Begun. Mm-hmm. Got up and walked out the party with my sister.
So you was the only Shaka Zulu there?
Mind you, it was, of course, but I'm only like 14 years old. Okay? I'm not supposed to be at that party.
But you was a Shaka Zulu at that time,
yes.
Right? Yeah.
Mind you, I started Shaka Zulus. You could say the end of 73, actually in 74. That had to be 74. Okay?
Beginning of 74?
Yeah.
Do you remember, was it cold?
Yes,
was it cold or was it spring?
Towards the end of 70, towards the end, because it was cold. Oh, yeah, because I was coming from my father's. And this is probably a little, yeah.
The end of 74 or the end of 73?
The end of 74.
The end of 74.
Yes.
Going into 75.
Yes.
Is when you started Shaka Zulu.
I started Shaka Zulus, yes. Okay. Actually, it had to be in the middle because we was in the center. So that, but it was a nice winter day. So it had to be like in October. Yeah, it had to be like maybe in October.
That's around your birthday of 74.
Yeah, because, the weather was changing. Yeah.
It was getting
See, that's
chilly.
how you got to mess with the time.
Right, the weather. Right.
No, not the weather, but the time.
Right.
The time when it falls towards the end of the year. It could be the end of that year, but the beginning of the new year.
Okay. Yeah. So Shaka Zulu at its peak was what, maybe 77? Because I saw.
Oh yes.
I saw an old flyer, and at first I didn't know if it was original or not. But it was a flyer that said Shaka Zulus of Bronxdale.
Yes.
Was that a real thing?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And it had a whole paragraph full of people.
Yes.
So
you even see some of the names on there, people from Bronxdale and they.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you say that?
You see that? There you go. Now you understand the way hip hop was forming, and how Bam, mind you, that's a very intelligent man. That's a very intelligent. Yes,
Bambaattaa?
Yeah, he's very intelligent. He just seen it.
Would you say that was the peak, the highest, that was the biggest Shaka Zulu?
Oh yeah, by then, yeah, I done stopped breakdancing by 78 because we was paying more attention to the parties and the girls. We was maturing.
78, you stopped?
Yeah, so that was like at the age of 16.
So what happened with the Shaka Zulu?
I don't know.
You didn't keep up after it? You didn't?
My journey was just to recruit and bring as many people, and my B.Boys was bringing other people, so basically it was a unity thing. Now, what happened was, the Zulu Kings wasn't getting as much love as me, not disrespecting them, because they was, they started recruiting their people, you have the powwow, the Islam, Pee Wee, they started recruiting,
right,
because Bam had a lot of people helping them, and they want, that's their story. They have to go in with that. But I noticed a lot of guys started, it was becoming Zulu King, but I left Bronx River. My destiny was Bronxdale. Okay? There was nothing.
Bronxdale was your main
spot? Because I had to leave Bronx River because you have to travel. You have to go outside your neighborhood. You can't stay on your block.
Why not? I don't understand. If you was from Bronx River, why you had to travel? Why you?
Well, one, there was the Bronxdale girls.
Oh, okay.
And then there was Monroe girls, and then there was,
Bronxdale Monroe had a lot of girls.
Yes. I mean, why would it? I know disrespect to my girls in projects, because we, you had girls, but even I dated Freight Train, Rodney's his daughter, sister, Iona. Okay, she's from Bronxdale. Lisa Lee was my girlfriend. Debbie Dee from the Lady Mercedes. They say things was changing from breakdancing to just being a B-boy, but B-boys. How can I say we're not just breakdancers. Okay, we're not just breakdancers.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, boy, we are. We're men that can hold our own, and we really don't need like crews. We can. It's like you figure. One thing to have a group, and there's another thing what you're gonna do with this group. So it's like the unity. It's one thing to bring everybody together. What you're gonna do once you get everybody together. You know what I mean? I didn't have an idea what to do with everybody because I wasn't taught how to, be like a team leader or lead anybody. Didn't have to. You didn't have to tell nobody what to do. You had the freedom. Now, getting back to how things started changing, I was approached. Me and Pop was on our way to Bronxdale, and he was hanging out in Bronx, of course, because I lived there. And it was a summer day, and it was nice. And I was approached by Ahmed and Aziz, the Zulu Kings, and he said that we had differences inside the Shaka Zulu because I had so many B-boys that we was basically breakdancing against ourselves because we had different areas. And then Shaka Zulus there, Shaka Zulus there, Shaka Zulus there.
Right. And was they like your age and younger? Shaka
Yes.
Was there any Shaka Zulus older than you?
Yes.
Yeah, they were?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So most of your recruits came from Bronx there in Monroe.
Monroe, Soundview.
Right.
All over.
Okay, so you would say like, what, maybe 50, 20? 20 or 50?
Way over.
Way over 50?
Yes. This is the bad part, is that my B-Boys was recruiting. You wanted to be down, fine. You want to be Shaka Zulu, fine. Somehow, because we had differences, because I wouldn't hang with a bunch of people too long, I'd just move on and just go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? You know how you hang out and then you just move around. So
it wasn't chapters though, right?
No.
It was just Shaka Zulu.
Yeah.
Maybe about 100 of y'all, maybe?
wouldn't be that many, but it's a lot.
75, 70.
Just say
Over 50.
Over 50.
Over 50, under 100.
Say over 50.
Over 50, under
That's
100.
a lot of...
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so we never grouped together like to have a meeting to really see how many there was of us. But when I realized there was a lot of us was the night of the battle. There was some B-Boys where we met up. This was in 77. We met up in at 123. There's a few of us outside, and we all had our shirts on with little sparkling letters on it, and then we went inside.
Yeah, what does the shirt say?
Shaka Zulus.
Shaka Zulu.
And you have your name in the back, So and then when we went inside, there's more of our Shaka Zulus in there. So we was ready that night. So Bam was playing, and oh God, yes, it's good. So go inside, everybody's dancing, everybody having fun. Maybe about 11 o'clock, they turn the lights on, and they say the Zulu Kings and Shaka Zulus report to the floor. So you have Bronxdale, of course, is there. Bronx River, Soundview. Because you have different guys that real cool with a lot of other different guys. So they're able to move the crowd back in front of the DJ set so Bam could see. So then the Shaka Zulus, turn around. You're like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of them.
How many? Right.
A lot. The Zulu Kings.
Just a couple.
Yeah, there's a few. A few.
What was it, like 10 of them?
No, it was like
15?
that night. It had to be about 4.
4? Yeah.
It had to be about 4.
So you remember the Zulu Kings when it was only 5 of them?
Yes.
And then it was what, 10,
Zulu
11?
dancers. Zulu dancers.
It wasn't even Zulu Kings.
No, they changed. They changed it because they could have been masters, but they just changed their name. That I don't know what's fitting. Whatever was fitting for them. I just know once they didn't want me deny my entry, it was a wrap. I got my own title and moved on. I made my push from there. I had really no interest in them.
In Zulu.
Zulu Kings.
Zulu Kings, right. What was you rolling with Zulu also like as a...
Oh, we would hang together because we was all, it'd be a few of us. We'd cut school and give out flyers.
Y'all was feared, right, Zulu?
What do you mean?
Feared. People was scared of you. The streets. In the streets.
No.
No?
No. No.
Okay.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. You always, you had good people, and that it was a good thing. And then you had some people that, somehow, people would pick on them, or they would pick on other people, and then they would lie. Not tell the truth, the whole truth.
Nothing but truth.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then even if the person you're defending is wrong, you still got to defend them.
Right.
Wrong, but still, that was wrong.
Right.
So it's like there's a lot of people. So bottom line, going back to the B.Boys, they approached me on Pop in Bronx River, and it says we want to put somebody in charge of your group. You want to put somebody in charge of the Shaka Zulus. Yeah. I was like, but you can't because you didn't build it.
Who said that? I thought you was in charge of Shaka.
Yes, the 2 Zulu Kings. It was Ahmed and Aziz.
That they wanted to put somebody in charge of Shaka Zulu.
Yeah. Like,
somebody over you.
Yeah, they thinking. This is how they was thinking.
Okay.
Mind you, because we all have, how could I say, respectable reputations with one another. So this was after the battle. I want to go back to the battle.
Okay.
Them telling me, I was like, well, you didn't make it, us, so, you can't take something that you didn't make.
Right.
So they turn around and says, well, we're going to have tryouts, and we just take your best B-Boys.
Take them.
Yeah, just recruit them.
And
Like,
make them.
if you want to be a Zulu King instead of Shaka Zulu. Mind you, there's a lot of animosity.
They were trying to... Oh, okay.
With my Shaka Zulu, because there's so many of us, battling each other. There's not many B-Boy sets out.
Okay.
You know, you had crews and people dancing and stuff like that, but
So where was the main place? Where you used to battle at? Like where?
in the playgrounds of Rosedale. If you band was playing in Bronx River, you had the guys dancing around in Bronx River. Then you have Rosedale, Monroe Project, Soundview, Lafayette. Wherever there was music playing, you was able to get down and dance against whoever was dancing in the crowd.
So it sounded like Shaka Zulu had it going on, like the biggest like movement
Yes.
as far as breakdancing, yeah?
Yes.
In the area.
Yes.
But y'all wouldn't
Mind
go
you, now this is
across town though.
there was no need. Everything was happening
Like
on
the
outside.
clubs.
That
The
everything-
Hevelo, the
No,
clubs. Y'all wouldn't go over there?
No, that wasn't our thing. We
Okay.
or maybe that was their thing. You know, some of them probably went to this, but you know,
Some of them may have.
Some of us were still in teens.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Now we have teens that hung out with other people, but still.
Yeah.
You know,
15 years old, 14.
I'm just saying, yeah, you know, think about that. Your parents don't want you out, you know, constantly. You know, and some of our parents, you know, tried to really save us from the streets.
Right.
You know, but getting back to where, you know, we used to get the flyers, go to the different schools and give them out. We used to cut school a lot. Be me, Algie, Ahmed, Aziz. And then we'd go once in a while, you know, Theodore and me and Gene and them would be having a party in their basement up on, I think, like on Prospect. We'd go check that out. Or once again, you know, we played a lot of hooky. You know, as far as education, you know, I don't have a high school diploma.
You said you have or you
No, I don't.
don't?
I
Okay.
served in the military. Let's say retired from the post office.
Wow.
I have and I built like a little, how can I say, hobby business that I flourished.
Your own business.
Yeah, like a little comic book memorabilia. You know, memorabilia been around before most of us, and we can see that you know, it's a market for that. You know, it's a market for a lot of things. Like I just got interested in doing detailing and packaging.
Me and Wade from Bronx River, he was the president of the Shaka Zulus. He was the head. Bam made him the head because there was little friction going on between the Shaka Zulus and the Zulu Kings.
Right. Let's go ahead.
But
Oh, it was friction between the Shaka Zulus.
yeah, it was a little friction in the
Y'all
early
was
stages.
younger. The Shaka Zulus was younger than the Zulu King.
Yeah, it was like they was a little older, like the older brothers, but we was all the same.
Right.
So Bam just made us come together, and we just basically all came together as one.
Where was the Shaka Zulus from? How could y'all be having friction if y'all was all Zulu? I don't understand.
Remember, it's like you wanted to be like your older brother.
Okay.
So, man, go play. You can't hang out with us.
Okay.
Man, we here. We doing it. You ain't gonna just let us stay on the side. We doing it. So at some point, we had to make it known that we here. Collectively, Bam seen that, and he realized, like, yo, we all brothers. We all going to the same party. We doing the same thing.
What years did you become a Shaka Zulu?
Oh wow, this had to be mid 70s.
76, 77?
Yeah, 75, 76, 74. I remember the Zulu cards. I mean,
Where are you originally from?
oh, the Scholar Bill.
Scholarville. Okay, so Wade, you said you was living in Bronx River, went to Monroe High School.
That's the last high school I attended, also because I also went to D with Clinton when they were still old boys.
And then you dropped out and went to the military.
Yeah, I was signed out of. Let's make it a little more gentle. I was signed out of high school into the military.
Okay. And you stayed, what, 6 years in the military?
I
4?
think you have to do a 6-year commitment.
6. And then,
That's the contract.
and then when did you said you went to the post
Post
office?
office, yes. In 1983. 1983, I got out of the service. Then within the 6 years, I started working at the post office like May 9th, 1986.
May 9th, 1986.
Yeah.
And how many years you did with the post office?
33 years and 6
Wow.
months.
And that's like what, the delivery,
Yeah, mailman.
Mailman.
Yeah, they call them letter carriers, but I'm a mailman.
So now you get to retire and get your pension. You get to get your money right.
And, that you don't really have to do anything. It's a whole new life. It's freedom.
So for the youngsters who may not understand, your pension is what? Money that you've earned or accumulated for, you said 33 years.
Mm-hmm.
They take out your check. And then now that you've retired, you have
your pension. But
money coming to you.
There's some jobs that if they don't take out a plan for you, it's almost like a consistency plan to where if you retired under the age of Social Security, because some pensions aren't enough for you to survive off of.
Right.
So you have to get something called like a supplement. It's like a Social Security before your Social Security.
Okay.
When Social Security come, you lose your supplement. And then, depending on what age you collect Social Security, my Social Security didn't start until 65.
And you're not 65 yet.
No, I'm 61.
61, right.
Actually, my birthday's about a month from now.
Because of your pension, but you have money coming to you for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Right, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, the longer you wait for Social Security, sorry to jump on that, everybody, but it seems like the age, when you collect that 65, you get maybe a little over 2,000. You collect that 67, because it's 3 stages, you get maybe 2,700 plus. And when you get to 70, you get the max, which would be over 3,000 plus. So a lot of people try to wait to the age of 70 to get the max. But the way things are going, it makes no difference for me. I can take mine early. Don't know how long I'm going to survive.
Was the post office, was working the post office tough? Would you encourage youngsters to...
It's one of those jobs that it's hard to get fired from. You can have a fight on the job. You just, depending on you don't get arrested or charges. If they dispute that, you get a suspension. I've been late. 33 years, I've been late. I know you're going to laugh at this. If you could put together 3 years of me being early, I've been late 30 years of my post office life.
Really?
Yes.
Late.
Wow. Late. Yeah, I can't always blame it on transit, but I'm traveling from here all the way to the last stop in Brooklyn, which, this is why shouldn't I transfer? Nah, I like the neighborhood I was in. But yeah, they couldn't hold that against me because based on the technicality, I wasn't driving myself. I was relying on mass transit.
And post office, that's not a city or state job.
That's federal.
Federal job.
Yeah, it's a federal government job. It's part of the federal government, but not run by the federal government. Because back when they started the post office, Benjamin Franklin, he was the postmaster at the time, and he wanted to unionize with this government that the government was building. And the government says, well, we want y'all to be part of the government. And the post office says, no, we will be part of the government, but not run by the government, So, and technically all that gold that they was transporting back in the days, because the post office existed for over 200 years. Our government don't got 200 years of service. Okay, so most of that gold belongs to the post office. So when the post office say that they need money, they have to give the post office money. And the post office, they can't get the money back from the post office because they can't take the government money from the government.
Right.
Okay. We were breakdancing.
Okay.
And Bam came. He came to right over where the big grass is at. We were doing it, and he gave us shirts. There's red shirts, black letters that said Shaka Zulus, and he gave us a little silver card that said Shaka Zulu.
Oh yeah?
I tell you, it's the music, man, because you gotta remember, there's a thing at the time called, disco, where people was doing disco,
right.
Dancing and stuff,
Right.
And this was different. It was the beat that turned us into savages.
Turning into savages. You mean dancing savages?
Yeah, music, when you hear it,
y'all was dancing hard. It made hard moves. That's what I heard about Zulu. Like the difference between, I heard that the difference between Zulu breakdancers and say the other breakdancers across towns, like y'all did more harder moves.
Yeah, this is like, you know, this like, but it's all once again, you know, the B.Boys, you know, this.
You called yourself a B-Boy?
Yeah, straight up.
And did y'all call it breakdancing?
Yeah.
Back then, y'all called it breakdancing?
Breakdancing.
Breaking.
Yeah,
breaking or breakdancing?
Breakdancing. Come on, we had a lot of tongues.
Yeah, breaking.
Just like when we was B-Boys, you know?
Breaking.
Breakdancing.
And B-Boy to you meant breaking boy or just
what it is.
Just B-Boy.
Yeah, B-Boys. When you say, yo, it's B-Boy, you know, you're active, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, one last thing. You said this event in 77, 78
with
Webster.
when everybody got together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who called it? Somebody call that?
Well, you had those. He had to because the DJs had each other numbers.
Okay.
You know, it's like, you know.
So the DJs called it together.
Well, yeah, they do. Yes, it was called together, and
it was for what? What was the point? What was the
to bring everybody together to make one to not interfere with other parties. Try to make a movement together.
Was it problems with different sections of the Bronx or something like that?
We
Was
needed it all to be together.
All together.
Yeah.
That was the point, to bring everything together.
Yes, that would have been. It would have changed what it is today. It would have been more. You'd have had more people to think for you. You know, you'd have had less people to take advantage of you. You know, because some people see what you have, and they know how to do something with it. You know, you can have 95% of the talent, but you're missing that thing that really gives you 100% of your worth. You know,
Okay.
we were sitting in the circle in Bronx River, and this had to be about 75 into 76, and Bam, it was Bam, Biggs, I'm like, it's maybe 8, 9 of us, because we always hung out, be quite a few of us, and he was just making jokes and stuff, and then he was mentioning that, you know, this what we're doing is going to take over the world.
He said it back then, yeah? It's going to take over
I
the
remember
world.
you had to go, he was going to get flyers or go on record shopping. You know, you always had somebody with him, okay? And this time I was with him and decided to walk past Bronxdale all the way to Corvettes, because this man walk everywhere. There's an EJ Corvettes over by the Bruckner, and we go into the record section, and I have no idea I'm there to just carry records, because all he does is look at something, pull it out, you know, because he tried different things. And then he points to me and says, yo, look. I said, what? He says, that's Flash. He says, it's Flash. And he had one of his MCs with him. It was a light-skinned guy with him at the time. So the guy looked up and was like, yo, Flash, I told you Bam be in here. And then, mind you, Flash is from the other side of the town. What are you doing all the way over here? Mind you passed Bronxdale, because that's the end of Bronxdale.
Okay.
Okay, EJ Corvettes is by, I don't know what those buildings call over there, but, you know, up on Story Avenue, I think that's it. Yeah, but that's...
Leland Gardens, I think.
Yeah, well, that's where one of our parties, the second party that I was carrying crates for. It was in a community center behind here. But yeah, these are little stories that was interesting, seeing that. You know, there's a lot of stories that we won't remember that other people would, you know, share, and other people won't remember. But this is my story.
All right.
I just want to
That would've been a good
thank
way to end
you
it too.
because you're from Bronxdale,
Right.
and you'll need to know how did the Shaka Zulus evolve. How did the Shaka Zulus
take over?
Just we headlined the flyer, right? And it's early, and mind you, this is Chuck City territory. Okay. Somehow, did you see that right there? Bam, do things to you know, just probably just Well, Mary was slick too, but still, you know, they really didn't really get along. But they had to respect each other because, you know, they're both members from the same organization and community.
Right.
And there's so many DJs. I mean, there's a lot of DJs. I mean, I don't want to go through all of them because then what happens if I don't name some of them? I sit down and we can put it down on paper. But there was a lot of DJs. Okay? It's just the movement. The movement. I have to give more energy towards the Zulus.
Okay.
Okay? We was up in New Rochelle first. We was up in Bronx. What is it? Let's say Bronx. What do you call that? Mount Vernon.
Okay.
We was up in Yonkers. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Zulu took it around the world. Yeah.
Okay, so you know, for y'all to really, you gotta put a lot of people on that. But as far as the push, it goes to Pam. I mean, I get no disrespect to the other DJs because y'all all was supposed to come together on this day.
Yeah.
During that meeting.
That day.
That day.
They were supposed to come together, but what happened?
Yo, you have asked the girl why they was arguing over her business, you know, because you don't know what goes on behind closed doors that other people are trying to, you know, fix them. Bottom line is that argument.
What?
Unbelievable. It's in the actually. She wrote it in the Lady Mercedes dialogue. She did. She wrote a book.
Are they from our hood?
Lady Mercedes.
Yeah.
They're from the Bronx. They're from the Bronx and different, you know, but they the group of girls that got together and started MCing.
But they're the ones that got into the scuffle or the problem.
Oh no, it was one girl that he was arguing with. I think her name was Sherry.
Two girls arguing?
No.
A dude and a girl.
Yes.
And that's what caused.
Oh yes.
And that ended the meeting.
Oh yes.
Wow.
Oh man, I don't know.
But it wasn't a fight though. Was it?
No, it was heated argument to where, you know, words that was used was totally disrespectful. To throw it in a woman's face like that.
And the unity meeting was over.
And that meeting was it.
Wow.
Wasn't no meetings after that. That was the chance where everything would have been what it is. But if you want to date back to this guy first party, and you want to date it to this guy first party, you want to date it to this guy first party, and there's other DJs that had parties. It was the movement.
The movement.
It was the movement. Yeah. And all of those DJs, all of those MCs, all of those B.Boys, all of those fly girls, all of those fly guys, all of those crews, we all did this together. We made it happen. Bronx changed the world and made a $1 trillion industry.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Mike.
All right.